What's up, everybody? Mount Vernon Kid here, coming to you again. How's everybody doing out there? Well, you know me. I'm here to give my review on this week's episode of the Avengers. The Avengers episode number 10, I believe, entitled Everything is Wonderful. This episode had Wonder Man in it. It also had his brother, the Grim Reaper, as well. And MODOK was also in this episode as AIM as well. So let's talk a little bit about this episode. Okay. Basically, they pretty much stayed fairly accurate to Wonder Man's origin and everything like that, and you know, basically, Wonder Man, if anybody doesn't know, was created by Stan Lee and Don Heck and Jack Kirby. He first appeared in Avengers issue number 9, and Simon Williams was a rich industrialist like Tony. He owned a company called Williams and Advocates, and he inherited from his father after his father died. His main competitor was Tony Stark, pretty much what they kept true to the comics. Unfortunately, his company started dwindling, and basically he kind of blamed Stark for the failure of it. So basically, he accepted a proposal by Baron Zemo to use that to infiltrate the Avengers, basically. And I'll get more into that. It was actually the Enchantress helped him, basically transformed him to an ionic powered superhuman, and so I'm gonna get, and that's just a little bit of what Wonder Man. But the episode was really good. They used his ionic form instead of his human-looking form later on that we saw Wonder Man use in the Avengers. They used AIM in the creation of him, and MODOK was very cool in this. I liked how they used MODOK and AIM. This episode was pretty interesting because we kind of was getting the notion of what some of the other fellow Avengers, particularly Ant-Man, Hank, felt that Tony is just a money grubber. He doesn't care about anybody. You know, he just does it for the money. And at first it seemed like that's what it was about. You know, when Simon was telling Tony, like, look, you're ruining my company. I don't buy it out. It seemed like Tony wasn't even paying attention to him, but in the odds he was. He was trying to explain to him that he bought his company to save it, but Simon wasn't having that, so he left. He aided in the help of his brother, the Grim Reaper, and they transformed him into Wonder Man. In the meantime, we saw Captain America still adjusting to the modern era. You know, he gets a visit from Nick Fury, and he says to Nick Fury, "Do I know you?" And that was a little surprising because he should have known Nick Fury. That was a major surprise. He should know Nick Fury, but he didn't. Nick Fury says, "My father served with you later on when they take Nick Fury takes Steve to the famous barbershop secret headquarters of Shield, which was cool. Big ups to that. And Nick gives Steve back his old motorcycle, preserved and everything. Also, in the meanwhile, we see Wasp and Thor infiltrating AIM, and it was funny to see that because when they saw MODOK, Thor said, "Wow, that is a big head." Like, I'd never seen something like that. Like, he was comparing MODOK to dark elves and everything like that. It was really funny. There was a bit of a battle between them, as well as the process of changing Simon into Wonder Man. It worked, and Simon went off and went right after Tony. And I gotta say, Tony really got his butt whipped in this episode. Simon was just ripping off his armor, just ripping it off like paper, and it's surprising he survived. There was one point he got thrown through the wall, and Pepper had just came in, and he's, "Pepper, get out of here!" And it was really funny. It was really like, wow. Like, so Ant-Man came involved and said, I can't let you do this. I don't agree with what Tony's doing, yes, but I can't let you hurt him. And usually Ant-Man is we see in this that Hank is the pacifist of the group. He talks first before fighting, and it seems at first he's kind of getting through to Wonder Man for a while, but he's trying to say, yeah, you're a scientist, I'm a scientist, let's talk this out. Unfortunately, it seems to work, but unfortunately it ends bad. Tony jumps into what I would assume was a smaller version of his Hulkbuster armor, and it didn't work. It still didn't work. He still was dominated until they see that Simon is unstable. Thanks to a little intervention from Cap, comes in to help, and they try to help Simon get him basically to a machine that will keep him from getting torn apart. Unfortunately, it was too late, and in the end, Simon seems to disappear. However, Tony was trying to tell him, yes, I bought your company. I was trying to help him. I'm not what you think I am. Basically, he was trying to show that to the team that I'm not what you think I am. Not a money grubber. I do want to help people. Once again, good character development and good storytelling. And Simon, later on we see Simon is brought back thanks to Enchantress, and Enchantress says, I brought you back with my magic on one condition. Which makes me seem that Wonder Man's gonna join the Masters of Evil for a while, infiltrate the Avengers maybe, and show that he's on the up and up, pretty much what he was supposed to do at first, and then later on become a hero. So it's gonna seem like Wonder Man is still gonna be a villain, then turn to a hero, to the point. And we also see that they talk about Ultron more in this, so more keynotes of Ultron coming in this. Hopefully they do what I think they should do, is like if Simon becomes Master of Evil, he gets damaged again. They put him in suspended animation for years. Then Ultron takes him and basically steals Simon's brain patterns and synthesizes vision, and then things like that. Vision, so things like that. That's what I really want. And then later on bring Iron Man back, Wonder Man back, but also have him as a good guy. But like I said, there's so much rich, great Avengers stories they can do with this series to bring Wonder Man back into the fold. But later on. But all in all, it was a good episode. I give it, as always, maybe a solid 8, 7.5. You know, good storytelling. A lot of good storytelling. Not that much action, but good storytelling. I like the chemistry that Wasp is getting along with the other male Avengers. You know, she's getting along a lot better than a lot of the other Avengers. Once again, Steve is still trying to adjust. But we also know that if Steve needs the help of S.H.I.E.L.D., they got his back. And all in all, the episode, Everything's Wonderful, was pretty decent. A very good episode. That was episode 10. Okay. Next week, November 17th, we get Panther's Quest, which is all about Black Panther. And I can't wait to see this episode. So I'm definitely looking forward to this episode. We're going to see Panther shine in this episode, baby. So far, there's 2 more episodes, I think, left. A 2-part episode called Gamma World, Part 1 and Part 2, which airs November 26th. And I think that's going to be the end of the season 1. It's only going to be 13 episodes for season 1, and then we move into episode 2. But I'm looking forward to Panther's Quest. And all in all, I got to say, if they stay right on the money, keep using original stories from the comics and not go into their own stories, they're going to be great. They're going to do just fine. And I will stay a loyal follower of this show. So I can't wait to November 26th, because that seems to be the first season finale, I think. And then, of course, there's another comic cartoon coming, Young Justice. But all in all, Everything is Wonderful. It was a great episode, in my opinion. You guys tell me what you think. And this is Mount Vernon Kid saying peace. Keep it real. Stay tuned. Yeah, Avengers Assemble. You guys take care.